Hey guys, I know I haven't done a nursing related video in a while. I'm actually planning to do one in a week when I'm officially 2 years working as a nurse. That's very exciting, but I had to do one today as a post code reaction. This is my first code blue that I've ever partaken in, and I've done mock codes before. I've done BLS obviously certifications, and CPR on a dummy. But this was the first time I had to do compressions on a person. It was actually my colleague who called the code. It wasn't my patient, but I participated, and it was such a life-changing experience. Nothing can really describe it. Just a few minutes ago, I was just crying my eyes out, and I'll tell you, the patient, miraculously had a pulse by the end of this whole entire thing. I'll go through what I can about what happened, but it's a good thing. It's good, happy tears, just because it was just a miraculous thing. But anyway, so apparently the charge nurse was just talking to the patient a couple minutes before this all happened, and all of a sudden the nurse goes in there and the patient is just like completely just not, you could just tell it just didn't look good. And so yeah, she called the code blue. I heard that and I was like, wait, I'm not used to hearing that our floor has a code blue. We're a med-surg unit, typically a surgical unit, and it's just not something we usually do. And so it happens from time to time. But anyway, I go rushing over there, and I'm just like, oh, I see somebody starting CPR, so I try to switch out. And so I do that, and it's just one thing after the other. It's a chaotic mess, but you know what? It's a beautiful, beautiful mess. Something that I've never ever encountered before. It's just I saw the hand of God working. I just saw everyone working together, and it's so amazing. I felt like just the spirit there, for those who believe. Like, I really felt God was working through us, the whole entire team, the doctors, the nurses, the respiratory therapists, like everyone just working in unison. And it's just something that was so beautiful. And that's why I had to take some time. Like it didn't hit me. I was still working for another hour before I got off. But by the time I came to the car, I was like, damn, that was like one of the most beautiful things I've ever witnessed. What happened was the patient didn't have a pulse. They were doing CPR. We were doing CPR for God knows how long. I think on paper it was maybe 10 minutes, but it felt like really long. We did a lot of cycles. They were ready to call the family, for God's sake. They were ready to call the family and say, hey, things are not looking good. And guess what happens? The doctor actually gave me the Doppler to check for the pulse, and then we started hearing something. Then before you know it, that pulse was bounding. You could see it coming off the patient's skin, the pulse, and I got to witness someone coming back to life. Essentially when I was doing compressions, that was a dead body. And it was such a riveting experience to do compressions on a person, like a real person, not a dummy. And especially someone who's dead. Basically she was dead, and to see her come back to life, although she obviously has to go to a critical care unit now, and she was not with it or anything afterwards, of course. She just had a pulse. But it's amazing how we were able to do that as a team. It's just like, it's so miraculous. I can't believe it. It's something you have to just like sit back and you need to absorb it. Even though she didn't pass away, you know how they have that time where you just take a step back and like try to reflect on that life. I feel like we still have to do that with the person who did survive. We just gotta sit back and realize this is a miracle. This is amazing. And we all were happy after that. We were all just like really excited. It was just a really good thing, good vibes and everything. But I finally got a chance to really let it absorb when I got in the car, and that's when I just completely cried my eyes out. And I was just so thankful and just amazed and blessed to be part of such a rewarding career. This is an amazing profession. To be a nurse is such a blessing, and it's like these kind of experiences that really change you, and it really makes you realize, like, you go through the monotony of every single shift, and then you have something like this, a rift that just like makes you realize, this is why I'm in, this is why I'm doing what I'm doing, this is why I'm called to this profession. This is something that I love, to help people and to serve. And it doesn't always end like this, and of course, who knows, no one knows how she's gonna be after this. She could very well pass away. She could have already passed away by the time I got home. But it was an amazing and beautiful miracle for her to gain a pulse, and it's just those little things you have to appreciate. And so yeah, I hope you guys enjoy that little reaction to my first Code Blue. It's just crazy how it happened right before I was about to say, like, I don't believe in superstition and stuff, obviously, because I'm like I'm spiritual, and it just, though I said in my head that, like, oh wow, I'm gonna go through 2 years of working as a nurse, and I never experienced a Code Blue yet. I literally said that last night while I was working. I work night shift, and lo and behold, at 6:30 in the morning, they call the Code Blue, and it's just something that happens. And next week I'll be 2 years official. So thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you got something out of it. Sorry if I look a little disheveled. I didn't really care about how I look in this video. It wasn't a prepared video, it was just a reaction. But I will prepare a video, an official 2-year video, and I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to talk about. I guess I'm just going to talk about how I feel, what I've done over these past 2 years. It's probably going to be pretty long, just letting you know, warning you now. But thank you guys, and continue to support, and until next time, embrace, express, and enjoy yourself. See you guys. God bless.